Good morning, everybody. Today we're having our press conference. I'm Anthony Mestis, Interim PIO for Pueblo County Government. The way we're going to do this is we're going to have statements by our elected officials in order, and then they are going to answer questions after. So we'll first start off with Commissioner Epie Greigo.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Pueblo County and the surrounding areas are in an energy rate crisis already. And now see, the Black Hills Energy has plans to make it worse. At 18% increase, these rates will be devastating to our constituents and will harm our businesses. It is well known that Black Hills Energy charges Pueblo and the surrounding counties the highest electric rates in the state, something the company has admitted to. This energy company charges Pueblo residents a lot more than public service will charge us. This is not right. The utility blames the higher rates on what it calls the denominator challenge. That means there are not enough customers to pay for these ever-increasing electric costs. We, the Board of County Commissioners and other leaders in Pueblo, are taking a stand in saying we are not going to sit back and watch these rates increase year after year. Household budgets are already being stretched thin enough, and these rate increase will only add to it and cause more stress and pain for our families. And it's time to stop. Thank you. I'm going to introduce Commissioner Swearingen.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. An 18% increase in rates by Black Hills Electric will have an enormous impact on our community. It will harm our citizens, our business, and our future. Black Hills is essentially telling this community that rates will never go lower because there are not enough customers to pay for the ever-increasing electric costs. I recognize that there has been state legislation in the past few years making energy more expensive, but one county should not significantly suffer more than any other, and Pueblo has. We as a community and county are making many efforts to be more business friendly and welcoming to companies. Attracting large businesses to Pueblo with an 18% increase to already high electric bills will be nearly impossible. Pueblo needs to be able to compete for data centers, manufacturing facilities, and all types of businesses. We must also be able to support all the businesses we currently have here. An increase of this amount to a small business's overhead can sink them. Pueblo has so many different amenities, from our airport, our water, our rail, our highways, our weather, our schools, and our hardworking people, just to mention a few. But we consistently have this black cloud hanging over us in such high energy costs. We as commissioners and all the elected officials here in Pueblo County cannot stand silent while Pueblo is harmed and Black Hills profit margins increase. Thank you. I'll now introduce Commissioner Esgar.
Black Hills' proposal to increase electric rates by 18% in Pueblo is deeply troubling. This will impact all areas of Pueblo. Our families who work hard to make ends meet will now need to adjust their budgets even more for this rate increase. Our businesses who keep Pueblo moving forward will also have to make tough decisions because of this rate increase. We all know the future can be negatively impacted if we can't retain and attract new businesses, and we can't add new jobs to Pueblo because of high electric costs. We've already been told that's a barrier of bringing new businesses in. Let me be extremely clear. This is not about Black Hills local employees who work every single day to keep our lights on in Pueblo County. To you all, thank you. This is about the predatory corporation whose primary focus is their investors, who as of this month boast a net worth of $3.7 billion. Black Hills has increased its dividends annually for 54 years. Pueblo ratepayers are unfairly shouldering the burden of this windfall for their investors, and now Black Hills' proposal asks for an unfairly high return for their investors. The proposed return on equity is not in line with others in the state and asks too much from their ratepayers. They're seeking an annual increase in annual revenues of $36.7 million. Nearly 8 years ago, the Public Utilities Commission, with pressure from the legislature and governor, ordered Black Hills to make their rates more affordable. This filing ignores the directives of the commission. Black Hills has held back proposing rate increases under the cover of pursuing affordability for their customers. Instead, they have simply deferred collection of their increased spending. Now, they have come to get what's due. They have done nothing to improve affordability, nor the quality of their services. Instead, Black Hills has continued to spend at historical paces. This is not in line with their pledge to move for more affordable rates. Black Hills has presented no new solutions to contributing to the growth and vibrancy of Pueblo. Their business as usual approach is an impediment to our community. The PUC must take action to free our community from this burden. The proposal by Black Hills is unattainable for Pueblo, and Pueblo needs to look beyond Black Hills as a provider. We need to look at alternatives once again. Black Hills has had 8 years to reform, and they've chosen not to. Their rhetoric has not resulted in any meaningful action. Simply put, Pueblo deserves better. I would like to now introduce Mayor Heather Graham.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning, and thank you for joining me today, the County Commissioners and President of City Council, Mark Aliff. As the Public Utilities Commission acknowledged yesterday, Black Hills provides electricity to some of the poorest communities in Colorado and charges the highest electric rates in our state. The 18% proposed rate to the citizens of Pueblo we will see. However, the city of Pueblo is seeing even higher proposed rate increases. Black Hills plans to increase the city's wastewater utility usage bill by 12%. This comes on the heels of the Pueblo City Council just voting down a 5% rate increase in which we proposed internally for our citizens because they want to preserve affordability with everyday services we provide. However, a 12% rate increase in our utility costs for our wastewater operations would force the city to increase rates for our citizens. This essentially means Black Hills is not only increasing costs to our citizens the first time around with you in your personal use, but again through municipal costs. As a small business owner of 4 businesses, I know I pay between $18,000 and $21,000 a month in Black Hills costs, which is a yearly average of over $200,000 a year. With a rate increase from Black Hills of 18%, U.S. patrons of your favorite small business in Pueblo will also see an increase. Over the last few years, our small businesses have been through the ringer between COVID and inflation, and now we are even starting to see big box stores and grocery stores close. A rate increase to the small business community would be detrimental to the city of Pueblo. What's the cost of your haircut, your oil change, your favorite dinner spot with your family? Our community will have to decide what's more important to spend on. We cannot afford to support another increase. We are Pueblo proud, and this goes against who we are and what we stand for. An 18% increase in electric rates will be devastating to most people and businesses in Pueblo. Is Black Hills really committed to this community? The city of Pueblo currently has over 100 lights along I-25 and dozens more around the city that are inoperable and have been since I've been the mayor, in which my office takes weekly complaints on. Most of these calls from citizens are for safety reasons. As we as leaders and other residents are putting pressure on them, from what I've heard, they're pulling sponsorships and funding. So not only do they want to increase rates by 18%, they no longer want to actually support our community. How invested are they really in this community? Invested in taking our money, and only if we are willing to pay the increase, they're willing to invest in sponsorship. Black Hills charges us over 40% more than public service charges. Black Hills says that we are the denominator problem, meaning there are too few customers to pay the cost. This only further takes advantage of our disenfranchised communities like Pueblo. It is time for the community to pull together. All of us demand that Black Hills reduce their rates or leave this state and let a larger utility supply electricity to us. The PUC yesterday acknowledged the outrageous results of Black Hills' requests in their clean heat plan, which they refused to approve. If we all work together, like the city and county are here today, as a united front, we can beat the greed of Black Hills for the good of Pueblo and the community we love and know. Thank you. And to close us today, we'll have President Aliff.
Thank you, Mayor Graham. Thank you guys for being here this morning. This is literally the straw that is going to break the economics of Pueblo, Colorado. We can under no circumstances take higher electric rates. It is an economic death sentence. We are already 48% higher than anybody else on the Front Range. And if this rate increase goes through, we'll now be 60% higher than anybody else on the Front Range. How does this happen? How does the PUC, who always approves some type of rate increase from Black Hills Energy, think that this is a good deal for Black Hills or the community of Pueblo? Because it isn't. It's a horrible deal. It's time for us to stand together like we are today and to call out the leaders of this state to say enough is enough. Governor Polis, you come to Pueblo and you love our Mexican food, but you need to get involved and talk to the PUC and intervene on Pueblo's behalf. Attorney General Weiser, here's an interesting fact. Attorney General Weiser gets involved in a lawsuit to stop Kroger from merging with Safeway because it creates a monopoly. But here in Pueblo, we've had a municipal an electric monopoly for 50, 60 years that nobody intervenes in. It's time for them to step up and go to the PUC and say, enough is enough. My colleagues talked about an 18% increase in our electric bill. Actually, if you look at the filing from Black Hills Energy, they're asking for a 26% residential rate increase. But they're offsetting it by the number of profits they're going to make on the business increase. So it's almost like a Ponzi scheme. We're only going to raise your rates 18% because we're going to take the money that we're making off of the businesses and offset it to only be an 18% increase. All in the while saying we need this increase to stay profitable. You've got to be kidding me. What should happen, and the way that it should go down, is that Black Hills Energy should be going to the PUC and saying we're asking to reduce the rates in Pueblo 30%. We'd still be profitable. Instead of making $700 million as a corporation this year, maybe we'll only make $600 million. Maybe we'll only make $500 million. But we care about the community of Pueblo. How come Black Hills Energy doesn't step up and say, we care about the community, we care what we're doing to the community, and we're tired of taking hundreds of millions of dollars out of the community and giving it to our shareholders, and our economic livelihood just goes down the toilet. So please, anybody and everybody that lives in the city of Pueblo, Rocky Ford, Canyon City, that are going to be affected by any rate increase need to touch the PUC, need to go to the website, need to make a phone call, need to file on their website page dissent. We cannot do this anymore. It is time to stand up and say no more increases. We demand decreases in the city of Pueblo. And I thank you.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions. Just address the elected official you'd like to ask the questions to, and they'll step up.
I don't know who this would be open to, but if this rate increase is approved by the PUC, what are some of the options the city and county can take after that? Or if any actions you guys are going to take, like maybe a replacement or something?
I'd like to say one thing on that. I think per the franchise agreement that the city of Pueblo can remove all of its municipal buildings from the Black Hills line and start buying their energy on the wholesale market. Not to mention, for 8 years up at the state legislature, there's been community choice energy that cannot even get into a committee. It's time for our state legislators to step up and say, we need community choice energy where our community can buy their energy on the wholesale market as a whole. And these are the things that we can do as a community to make a dent in what's happening.
I just want to remind folks too that in the contract we have right now, 2025 is another off-ramp. We attempted to do something different once and it failed. 2025 we have another opportunity to move forward with an off-ramp to get out from underneath Black Hills Energy.
So the option might be change providers?
That would be hopeful.
Change providers or municipalize?
Or get a new power source. You know, they're talking about green energy. I mean, nuclear is green energy. So.
Anybody else have any questions?
I understand there's been attempts to municipalize in the past, as well as, other ways to leave Black Hills as an energy provider. I was wondering, is there anything that the city and county have learned through these processes, and how could this time be different?
I think what we've learned is that the citizens need to back it, and the citizens need to be behind it. When we went to the ballot the first time, people didn't turn out to vote. There wasn't a whole lot of voters that came out, and the ones that did said, we don't want to do that. So it's a matter of education. It's a matter of making sure folks in this community understand exactly what this investor-owned utility company has done to us over the years, and know that we have an opportunity and a chance to do something different if the PUC doesn't do it for us first.
And I did have a follow-up question
Yep.
to that. I understand that, especially in 2020 with the ballot initiative, a lot of it had to do with, Black Hills having so much money,
Yep.
being able to put all that money into all these ad campaigns. I guess, how does city and county kind of, how are you guys going to fight that, kind of being the David to their Goliath?
I think we're always going to be up against astronomical amounts of dollars when it comes to Black Hills. But now that we are all standing together, this is the first time in my recollection that both governments are standing together against PUC's rate filing and saying no together. I think that shows a solidarity that we're willing to do what we can to help educate and make sure folks understand what is at stake, and do everything we can when it comes to educating the voters in a different way. Last time the city and county didn't really get involved a whole lot into the actual ballot language itself and the ballot initiative itself. It was a small but mighty group of folks in our community that came together. We need them, but we also need all of us up here in our entities to stand together to say enough is enough. Pueblo deserves better.
We also need our state legislators to step up to the plate, and the governor say, this is enough, and come down to our community. Don't just play party politics up there. Come down here and see what's going on in our community.
I want to answer a question for you real quick. I think we need as a community to maybe look at this a different way. Municipalization is a hostile takeover of a company. You're actually taking and wanting to seize the assets to a company that's unwilling to sell. I think we're at a point now where we really ought to try and sit down and have a conversation with Black Hills, where we bring the other communities that are involved with Black Hills and we ask them if they'd be willing to sell to us. I mean, every company has a price, and if there's a price that Black Hills is willing to sell for, why would we go through the municipalization process of ballot language and things like that? So I would suggest that before we ever got to that point, that we would literally have negotiations with Black Hills to see if they'd be a willing seller of their utility. But quite frankly, they were offered, if you'll remember, by San Isabel Electric before the municipalization process, $1 billion, $4 million for the company, and they turned it down. So I know it's going to cost a lot of money, but we should have those conversations, in my opinion.
So what is the PUC's role in this, and have you guys been in communication?
So the PUC is 3 folks that are appointed to serve the entire state, who have the ultimate authority to decide whether this rate increase shall go through, whether it shouldn't go through, or it should be decreased. I think our role, specifically with the PUC, is to intervene into the process and say, we do not want this to happen, and here's why. And I know that the county is planning to do so. We will continue to fight for the county and for the city of Pueblo to make sure that our voices are heard at the PUC. The PUC is the ultimate deciders in this. Unfortunately, legislators can't really influence the PUC. They're their own entity. They're a quasi-governmental entity who operate on their own.
And the city's also going to be
Intervening, yes.
I think it's good to realize as well, to Commissioner Esgar's point of 3 people. 3 people have so much authority in this state as far as energy determination. So I think that the public needs to recognize that and put pressure where pressure needs to be put to try and address that in the future. This is not the first time that this has happened, nor will it be the last. So I think that we need better representation at the state level for all communities across this state. And I'm not sure if 3 people can do that.
Whether it's buying out Black Hills or bringing in some other infrastructure entity, what are we looking at as like a potential cost or monetary impact to changing on the community?
I think it's probably pretty too early to come up with a number that we would feel comfortable sharing.
Did the PUC mention when they'll have a final decision on this?
Yeah, it's my understanding it's going to be at least about a year out before the final decision's made. It's just like they have so many different hearings they have to have, and information gathering, discovery, everything that they have to do to go through with this, because it's quasi-judicial, that it's going to be a while before we have a final answer.
So it's going to be at least a year before we, if there is a potential rate increase, it might be at least
At least 6 months to a year.
How long is the comment period open with the PUC? Do you have the dates of the comment period? Because they usually have a comment period.
Do you remember?
On the website.
Well, we're I know at the county, and I believe at the city level too, we're trying to gather comment from the public, be it residential or business related, and then we can send all of that combined up, or I'm not sure we can get an answer for you though on as far as.
You should have an open comment period of a
Right.
certain date range. They have to read every one of those comments and take those into consideration.
We can get that answer, and we'll put it out on our website,
Right.
Facebook.
Everybody needs to know how to get to the PUC and get in that certain comment period so they're all registered. And that would be a good way to start.
So-
Let the community know that there's a comment period.
Absolutely, you're absolutely correct. And in the past, we have actually pleaded with the PUC to come and have at least a listening session in Pueblo, so Pueblo residents could come forward. And I want to say over 500 people showed up to speak at that. That was a few years back. I know that there's a possibility, and I can't confirm this because I haven't confirmed it with the PUC yet, but there's a possibility they may have part of a hearing here in Pueblo. If we find that out, we'll definitely let everybody know, because you're absolutely right. They need to hear from every single one of us.
Right. The PUC starts with Public Utility Commission. So P is public, and if they're just a utility commission, we need to let them know that they're just a utility commission. But it starts with P, and we need to put the P back into public. So the public has to make comments.
Can I get one of you to step up to the mic and talk to me about how the public can step up and help? Because I'm not allowed to talk. There we go. Thanks, Mark.
They can go to the the Public Utilities Commission website. On that website is all of the information, and I think it's puc.com, whatever. I don't have the exact website with me, but you go to the PUC website, and on their page, they guide you through everything you need to do. They give you hearing dates, how to send in your comments, who to call, whatever. But we really need to get the word out that everybody who is affected by this and actually wants to have a say-so in it gets on there and inundates the PUC with our concerns.
And we'll put some information out on our local social media and websites as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming out. I appreciate it. Have a good day.